Tape Swap Radio. Shamus McGroggan with Maggie May.
Hello.
Hey.
And we're here at the Archer Music Hall with Tom May of the Menzingers.
Hello. What's up?
Thanks for being here, Tom.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And you just got done sound checking.
We did, yes.
So how's the tour going so far?
It's great. It's a 2-day Pennsylvania tour. We've been off for the last 4 months. Greg had a beautiful baby girl, and we took the time to be at home and take care of things during the winter. So it was really, really fun to come back out and be in it again. And it's only day 2, but it feels like we've been out forever. It's great.
Oh, okay.
Back in the swing of things,
Nice.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. I'll tell him. Oh, yeah. Kind of like an uncle. We're like uncles.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Hell yeah.
So it's always great when you can come back to like the Eastern PA region, from Scranton originally, based in Philly now, and we're kind of smack dab in the middle there here in the Lehigh Valley.
Yeah.
So it is cool that you can come out and play in this area. And one of the things that we've been talking about with recent interviews for people in the Lehigh Valley, bands and promoters and such, is memorable DIY shows, those shows that really shaped your experience with the DIY music scene and coming up. And I know you were coming up in Scranton playing in bands like Bob and the Saggets.
Yep.
Love the band name, of course, have to mention.
Thank you.
But were there memorable shows going back in the early days that stick out to you that really light that fire in you?
Yeah, there's that's how we started. We came up and playing pretty much exclusively DIY shows. Our first show in Lehigh Valley, though, was actually at Croc Rock. It was like a Battle of the Bands-esque kind of situation. I think one of the bands that was on one of the MTV reality TV shows was playing. And, I could be blending a bunch of shows together. It was so long ago. But we ended up going and playing that in front of like 10 people at Crocodile Rock. And that was the first time that we came down here to play. But then, we when we moved to Philly in 2008, right kickoff, the joke is we moved. And then like 6 months later was the financial crisis and the housing crisis. And ended up being a situation where lots of people were living in houses with each other, and it was unaffordable to go to bars to play, so we just played house shows, and the house show scene was outrageous. There was all kinds of incredibly named places that would pop.
My basement was amazing in Philly.
Which one?
We had the best, it was one of the only basements that had, a walk through the backyard to the entrance to go in. So we had a backyard scene.
That's incredible. Even just for air movement.
Yeah.
It'd be really good.
And someone was a vitamin water rep at the time.
Oh,
so.
it's great. Yeah, we'd get the stuff like that. The cigarette fairies would come and hand out packets of Camels to everybody and hit their quota for the night.
I forgot about them.
Yeah, that was the best. You're like, I get 2 packs of cigarettes and I don't have to do anything. It was awesome. Yeah. A lot of shows like that.
Yeah, the Croc Rock has been a formative place for many people. So that's cool that you got to play there back in the day.
Yeah, totally.
Now you're playing Archer Music Hall.
Yeah.
So that's great that you're able to tour here. So going from the early days, moving on a little bit, you just put out the 10th anniversary of On the Impossible Past and got done doing a bunch of tours for that as well. So 10th anniversary, 10 years of playing those songs and reflecting on them. Do you have any reflection on what those songs mean to you now? Do you think about them a little differently than back when you first were writing them and playing them live?
Yeah, we did that 10th anniversary tour a couple years ago, and it was really fun to be able to kind of reframe what we were doing. We always wanted it to be a professional, to make a living doing the band and to go see everything and to do everything. And to find out that we actually did that was an incredible reframing of the past 10 years, because when we wrote that record, that was the record that put us on the pathway. It was the record first one that we put out with Epitaph Records, whom we are still working with. And it made our band from being playing basements on the East Coast and finding whatever we can in the Southeast. And, the Broadway calls took us out to the West Coast, and it was really cool. But then after that, people started to really come see us, and we were able to play headline shows, and we were able to stay on tour, and then bigger bands really started to bring us out on tour. And that record is definitely, as far as the narrative of the band goes, that's it. That was the hit one. And it does feel different to play those songs now, but in some ways it's the same. It's funny because a lot of times, especially at that point in our career, we were writing At least, I'll speak for myself, not everybody else. I was writing a little bit beyond my ability, so I would like write these things and be like, yeah, I'll learn how to play that. And I was really just not good, just like more time talking and having fun and drinking than practicing guitar. And I was actually thinking on stage last night while we were playing one of the Impossible Past songs and remembering how I couldn't play it when we first started. And now I've done it so many hundreds of times that it just came to second nature. Yeah.
There's a song that I wanted to play on piano like when I was a child, and I finally learned it.
Incredible. Isn't it an incredible feeling?
I'm like, I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then thinking about like being in a band now versus starting when you were teenagers. You play punk rock music.
Sure.
It's the music that is tied to the youth.
Yes.
And still going, which is great that people can still go and play. Kind of shattering that old impression that it's only a young person's game. But do you have a reflection on your relationship to punk rock now, being in a band?
Yeah, totally. I don't even know if I would say we're shattering that perception. I think it still is a young man's game for sure. And there is an aspect of it that isn't, you can start to think like, oh, am I being corny right now? I'm 40 years old. I'm going to be 40 years old this year. And I'm playing music that is inextricably tied and based off of people finding out who they are in their late teens and early 20s to, it's kind of based on a contrarian notion of being against what is, but then being in what came from it, like the punk rock scene, for lack of a better way to put it. These groups of people that we met that listened to the same music and had the same kind of relationships really became what punk is to me now. So there's like this whole thing of like talking about what punk is, I think is just, for somebody like me, is almost it feels goofy because there's so many people who have written such better things about it. But also it kind of doesn't mean anything anymore. It kind of, is it tied to the fashion, the movement, then there's not like a particular set of politics. If you really want to boil down to it, of course, we're going to be like, yeah, this is almost like a left of progressive scene, which it always has been in some of its core values of being anti-war and anti-establishment. But it's just, what is it? And then starting to learn and read books that people have written about their time back then, you're realizing, oh, well, it never was what I thought it was anyway. The Sex Pistols being put together by the fashion store guy. And even Bernie Rhodes, that legendary manager of the Clash, you start to realize, well, some of these things weren't what I thought they were. But to me, punk rock is, to distill it down, when we play the shows, I start to realize it's about this high level of energy and people's associations with their life and scene, and even if it comes down to fashion, it's the same thing. Yeah, so there's a little bit of a convoluted answer, but I think it's more of a abstract notion than something that's so simple as being like it's anti this or anti that.
Right. I mean, even with Tape Swap Radio, we play a whole different range of genres, and they all kind of fall into the DIY scene. Some bands play expressively like hardcore music.
Sure.
Other bands might be more indie folk. But it's all sort of in that scene. It's all playing to the same group of people that just love the music in the area. Yeah,
that's a totally good point. That's something I think I missed. That's like the core thing that I always think about when it comes to, like, when I'm talking about punk rock, is my view of it is all these people that I met along the way in other bands, working at venues, having house venues. And when we tour at other music festivals and dip into other genres, and the people who work at venues, just like this one, all of those people come from a punk background usually. So there is like a tie to the whole nature of doing something for yourself. Not like a bootstraps idea, but like you have, it's empowering. You're like, okay, I can learn and do something, and I do it on my own, and that has been very pervasive in our life.
Yeah, I think it's about being like inclusive.
Yeah, absolutely.
To all genres.
Oh, totally.
And humans, and just, that's the most important thing. Like, I've always felt like I was a part of.
Yes.
A part of something.
Yeah, that's incredible. Yeah. Hell yeah. That's a really good point. Yeah, there's not much. There's gatekeeping everywhere, especially like when it comes to music nerds. No offense if that's any of you guys. Gatekeeping subgenres and all kinds of that stuff. But in punk rock, in my experience, there's a lot less of it.
Yeah. And then talking about the new album that you're touring under and you just put out, some of it was true. I've even heard some of the Menzinger fans talking about how they appreciate that you're trying something maybe a little different than what you did in the early days.
Yeah.
So I think you're still going to reach those people.
Yeah, I think so too. Like, to your point about the piano thing, it's like we've been making music for so long, we're only naturally going to get a little bit better, and we want to do something different. So we're not doing any groundbreaking new music on that record that we put out, but there's some things that would be outside of what we did. And there's a lot of punk bands that put out the same record over and over again for however many years. And no shade, especially when the music's awesome. But we get a little antsy and want to kind of change it up a bit.
Yeah. So then some of it was true. New album. You started taking on the approach of writing from the perspective of other people, is what I've read in some interviews. How was that, coming up with songs in a different way, maybe?
Yeah, so that record, we actually finished a new record since then that's going to come out this year in 2026. We're really excited about it. We actually think we might have finished up the artwork today, so it's really, really exciting. Nice. It's like way late and way overdue, so sorry if anyone who's involved in that is listening and we keep pushing it back. But there was we didn't really write the songs on Some of It Was True from anyone else's, like embodying another person and their perspective. But that was something that my personal favorite, one of my favorite songwriters of all time, Regina Spektor, is very, very good at. Goes in, writes a song from a completely different age, area, sex, like social background. It's pretty wild. It's almost like a creepy collective consciousness tap in or something. But we did try to, on Some of It Was True, make the stories a little bit more broad and relatable to people than being the hyper specific. I'm a millennial that lives in a major American city.
That's probably what I was getting from some of the lyrics.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Totally.
All right.
So, I know you're not still in the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area.
Sure.
But pizza is really important to me.
Awesome.
Do you have a favorite pizza place, whether it's Philly or Wilkes-Barre Scranton area?
Yeah.
Because I have a few. Because
Yeah.
Lehigh Valley Pizza is horrible.
Because what, Lehigh Valley Pizza is horrible?
Yes.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I can't say I've ever had it.
I love you, Bethlehem.
Yeah. It's funny, I'll show you from touring the last, fucking 20 years or whatever. The pizza everywhere outside of a 90-mile radius of where we are right now is awful. But, New York has incredible pizza. Philly has some amazing pizza places. And northeastern Pennsylvania pizza is so divisive, the old Ford style. I grew up, in a neighborhood with tons of Italians. We had all of our local pizza places. My favorite is Maroni's in West Scranton.
Maroni's?
It's the orange
Okay.
one. Yeah. And for anybody who doesn't...
Is that Sicilian style?
No. So, again, I'm sorry. It is Sicilian style. 100%. It's Old Fort style. Not like a thick Sicilian pie, but I was actually thinking about getting some for some of my friends who I'm bringing up to visit for the first time. And in my mind, I was picturing the round trays that they have. Well, also, we call them trays up there. But Maroni's is incredible. It's like if you're from Philly, pizzazz almost. There's like an American mozzarella blend, which has put some people off, but don't be a baby. And the sauce and the cheese kind of become one in a way, and it's orange, and they burn the top of it, and it's fucking incredible. Yeah, exactly. And I've had some good pizza. What's you like, Angelo's and stuff like that? Sweet sauce?
I'm a sweet sauce,
Nice.
Sabatini's, Angelo's,
Yeah.
Jerry's, yes, yeah.
Sabatini's is great. Yeah, there's some good ones. Arcaro and Janelle and Scranton is really awesome as well. But yeah, Maroni's, I think about it often. That was like where we went as a family, and the family that owned it was our neighbors. So,
Oh, that's so sweet.
yeah, it was really cool. It was one of those shops that has like hundreds of pizza boxes folded everywhere. You just roll in and they're just ripping them off on a Friday.
Like in the back, like.
Yep. And the dining room section of it has been unchanged since 1980 or whenever they opened, for sure. It's got like old jukeboxes. And last time I went in there, one of the daughters was running it. So like one of the kids took it over, and it's really awesome.
I just saw there's this place in New Jersey that's like set up to be like your grandmother's like basement or living room, and like it's a pizza place, and
Pauly G's.
Is that what it is?
I think they have like 6 of them. There's one in Philly. It's kind of fucking awesome. But
it's
yeah,
just like the old couches, and
yeah, they'll have like a
there's,
Nintendo
like a tube
pool
TV
table,
and
the wooden what are those called? The wood walls. That's
Yes.
Not real wood, like that.
I forget what it's called.
Yeah, same. I don't know why.
It's like T.
Yeah.
I feel like it's T9. It's just like
Something
a
like
weird
that.
number.
Yeah, but that's cool. Just like in a typical fashion of people in our generation, just reaching back for it. I back it though. It's cool.
Okay, I had one other. Any new?
Now I'm hungry.
New bands that you want to mention? Anything that's like really? Like,
Yeah, sure.
Like, kind of kicked you in the head, and you're like, "Oh my god, this is fantastic.
Totally. So I've actually been listening to basically, not exclusively, but lots and lots of electronic music for the last couple of years. Last like 3 years. I just constantly love it. I love that it's different than like song-based structure, a lot of it. You can kind of just be in the moment. And going to see it live, it's more about like the audience dancing than it is about kind of like these digging, poetic, emotional moments. But they are there, but they're in a different way. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. There's a band that my friend showed me called Bass Victim from New York that are fucking awesome. A band from Germany called Brutalismus 3000. Anyone listening to this is not going to like these. Well, maybe they'll probably like it. Brutalismus 3000. Yeah, it's cool names, right? And then there's a band, they're pretty big now, called Mama, and I listened to their record last year that came out constantly. I've been really, really digging that. It's been awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, and tonight we're playing with a band called Lax Poetic, which is our friends from Philly, and their music is fantastic. They've been playing in bands for like 20 years, and It's great.
Lax Poetic. All right.
Yeah, what about you guys? Anything good I should check out? What do you got?
Well,
Go.
I mean,
Nice.
there's so many Lehigh Valley bands.
Them, so I have to look it up.
I mean, we just recorded a band. We just did a session with them. They're called Rubik's Pube.
Nice.
Like
Great
PUBE.
band name.
And if you like weird stuff like
Nice.
Ween and Primus, like that sort of stuff,
Cool.
you'll love them. Yeah.
Nice.
So, a local musician friend of mine just like put this on his like Instagram feed. And it was Boko Yote. I don't even know how to say it. I don't know. They're fantastic. It's like
Cool.
this Sweden-based grunge Afro thing.
Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'm going to check that out
I just found
today.
like 2 days ago. That's why I was like, I have to look it up because I don't remember.
Nice. Thank you. That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
That's all I got.
I mean, we do so many. We do band sessions, so we bring them into the studio. We do rooftop sessions. So
That's cool. Rooftop? What kind of rooftop? Just like on a studio or something? Your house?
right now we're doing it on the roof of where our radio station is.
Sick. That's awesome.
So there's a Flatiron building in Bethlehem,
Cool.
and it's 5 or 6 stories. And yeah, we just go up there. It's like a triangle. Yeah.
Yeah, it's badass. That sounds really cool.
Yeah, I'll show you some video after
Nice.
this. But yeah, we've done a ton of sessions. Yeah, we had a band. I guess if a band more in your universe, in the Menzingers universe, there's a couple around here. One of them just broke up. They're called Food Truck.
Cool.
They definitely have a bit of an influence like you. And then there's another group starting out called Higbee that has that sort of impassioned storytelling
Nice.
type of approach to music.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So you mentioned new album coming.
Yes, new
Very
album
excited.
coming. We're going to announce a bunch of it soon, but I can't do it now. I mean, I could do it whenever I want, I guess, but I'm not going to do it now because we have like a whole plan and like
Yeah,
when we're going to
roll
put songs out and stuff like that. So
Okay.
it'll be cool.
All right. Well, Tom May, Menzingers, thank you so much for being here.
Hey, thank you for having me. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And good luck with the show.
Nice. Thank you.